going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort, and China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, I come back with that video just to make you think. And as we can see, the market is moving up just like clockwork. We had the dip all the way down to 42,000 in Bitcoin and it's coming right back. Just like I said, we definitely are going to get a pump, not a big pump, just because it's December and we know what's going to happen in 2022. Guys, they are ramping it up. They are letting us know all about this inflation, but it's all controlled, guys. Now they're talking about raising rates. We know they can't raise rates on this balance sheet. They have to unwind the balance sheet before they raise rates, people. That is common sense. But we know we're going to have a crash the first quarter. We know there's going to be a big event. We know what that event is. It has something to do with China. We know this for a fact. How do we know? Because a crypto teacher told you. How does he know? Because he knows. When it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out.
El Salvador just bought the dip, he tweeted. Missed the F blank blank bottom by 7 minutes, followed by a laughing emoji. Elon Musk suddenly is president of El Salvador, I think. I just thought it was funny.
That was Saturday morning, right?
Yeah. We say it got to 43. I think it got, I had a print at one point on one of my services like 41. But anyway, 42 I've seen everywhere. Yeah. The price of Bitcoin plunged. That's a pretty big move from 65 to 42. Mm-hmm. You can get 50% moves in this thing, down and up. It was 28,000 not that long ago, remember? Then went back to 65. Yep. Anyway, down more than 17% in just 24 hours. It dropped to a low below $43,000 on Saturday. I saw it down from 57,000 on Friday morning, which was down from the mid-60s. Strategist Matt Maley at Miller Tabak told CNBC, it looks like somebody got hit with a margin call yesterday and was forced to sell. And they're talking about really derivatives based on Bitcoin that are leveraged. And you can have some type of relationship to Bitcoin futures, ramp up the leverage, and small moves get you a big return. If it goes the other way, you get a margin call, and then you got to liquidate. He also noted the Bitcoin market tends to be more thin on weekends, so that probably made things worse. But it's really about the Fed, too, and it's about speculative assets. If interest rates go up because the Fed tapers or even tightens at some point, just anything speculative becomes less, it's just a knee-jerk kind of reaction. Joe, Salvador tweeted, we already said this, the country had bought 150 coins for an average of 48,670, and he said, we just bought the dip. Later tweeted that he missed the bottom by 7 minutes. So this guy's kind of classic, down there trading Bitcoin as president of the country.
And guys, we know the El Salvador president is definitely an actor inside the New World Order's plan. And then plus we have Grayscale. Yes, Grayscale sold off. So we know why we received this dip, but we also know why we're pumping. We know they need Bitcoin as collateral, And then plus we have the Ethereum micro futures launch. I'm not your financial advice, not financial advice. Please do your own research. And don't forget, guys, the Fed is about to shrink it all. We are about to go through problem, reaction, solution. You have a wonderful day.
The idea that there was some positions being unwound in terms of leverage. What do you know about that? Was it on derivatives related to Bitcoin, or as Andrew was pointing out, was it other places where you can just leverage the hell out of just physical Bitcoin? And was that a big reason for such a quick, violent drop?
Yeah, we've seen this before where there's a lot of leverage in the system that does quickly get unwound. I believe this weekend there was over $1 billion of liquidations that occurred. And there are still places within the crypto ecosystem where you can get outsized leverage on Bitcoin trades. And so that does certainly lead to some volatility when you do start seeing, dramatic movements in price.
You're so nice about in talking about it. And I guess you're used to it. It leads to some volatility. I mean, people aren't used to, if you bought it at 65,000 and you woke up Saturday morning and you saw it at 42,000, that's not your grandfather's, CD and no one expects it to be that, but that's even rare to see in even the most, volatile segments of technology or small caps or whatever. I mean, those are big moves, Michael. You're used to it, and it's something we need to embrace.
I think so. Investors know that it comes with the territory. I mean, whether it was the number of drawdowns we've seen in 2021 or just zooming out over a longer time horizon, you do see the price continue to kind of have these series of bubbles and bursts where the price moves dramatically. You see a pullback, it bases, and then continues to move on to, take on all, new all-time highs. Now, obviously, if I had a crystal ball, I could say with some assurity that the price would continue moving upwards. But I think what investors certainly know is that if they can't stomach the volatility, it's probably not the right place for them to be investing.
We should get to some comments from Fed Chair Powell and other Fed officials last week that suggest an important shift is underway at the Federal Reserve. You could say that again. Senior economics reporter Steve Leisman joins us right now with more. And Steve, so much of what I read over the weekend was this 180 that people think the Fed has done at this point and trying to get their heads around that.
Yeah, now that they've done the 180, Becky, they're now going to be traveling in that direction. A major shift, as you say, is underway at the Fed that amounts to the beginning of the end of its massive pandemic easing policies. The Fed not only likely to speed up the taper of the December meeting, but could begin discussions at this meeting and in subsequent ones about a series of steps to remove accommodation, perhaps earlier than the market has priced in. Among the issues that will be or could be on the table soon, obviously the faster taper, and then how soon to hike, how fast to hike, and even eventually the thorny question of balance sheet normalization that would be potentially reducing the size of the balance sheet. The pivot comes as concern about inflation has now taken center stage among even the most dovish Fed officials. It's clear that a faster taper is a means for the Fed to have flexibility to enact rate hikes sooner next year. If the Fed goes to a taper pace of $30 billion a month, double the current rate, it could be in a position to hike rates as soon as the mid-March or early May meeting. So gaming out options would need to begin soon. St. Louis Fed President Jim Bullard said Friday that he wants to get to live meetings for possible rate hikes as soon as possible. No Fed official, including Fed Chair Jay Powell, has pushed back on the market pricing for 2 rate hikes next year. Currently, the market's priced in the first hike for June and more strongly in September. A second hike is gauged likely by November. You can see that on the right side of your chart there. Public comment suggests Fed officials have not made up their minds yet about when to hike. Decisions will come meeting by meeting and be based on the economic data and, of course, the path of the virus. But it looks likely that debate's about to begin that would give the Fed flexibility to hike earlier than timing currently priced into the market, Becky.
The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.